Welcome back to the episode 2 of the Ask Allison podcast. I'm Allison McElroy, a certified fundraising executive located in Northwest Arkansas who loves helping people reach big goals. I mix heart, humor, and my experience to lift others up. And thank you so much for listening today. I am so glad you're here. And today's guest makes me even more excited. It's the one and only amazing Casey Yoakley. Casey is the founder of 3W Magazine. And Casey, before we talk about 3W Magazine, we're going to go back to the vault. We're going to go way back and tell us your transition from youth to adulthood. Like at that moment in time, when we were all growing up, what did you envision for your future?
Oh, you want to know what my dream job is?
Yes.
My dream job has always been to be a Charlie's Angel. Nothing. Yes.
I just
and
did
y'all,
the pose.
the pose is, I've always done the pose. Any badass chick running in heels and like awesome leather pants and kicking the bad guy's butt, I was all into.
I was always Brie. Do you know which one you like? Because my friends all had blonde hair, so they were like Chris and Farrah Fawcett.
Well, yeah, but those are the OG angels.
Oh, you're in the different. Oh my goodness, you're in a different.
But I love those angels. But I was just on the cusp because aren't they 70s angels?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be the 70s angel.
Okay.
I was Brie.
I am the 2000s angel,
Okay.
the Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz.
Yes.
I don't think I could pick one. So I just kind of make them all into one.
Okay.
But I did dig Cameron Diaz's outfits.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd gravitate towards her, but I'm obviously not blonde.
Basically, children, we figured out that Allison is in the 70s decade of the angels, and Casey's in another decade of the angels. But
we're not off in age. We're not off in age.
No, we're just representing all the angels. So there you have that.
Yes.
So was that really you really thought I'm going to someday push crime?
That's just my dream job. And you're like, what do I want to? What's my dream job that's not real? Yeah, no. I probably always wanted to design clothes.
Okay, fashion.
Yes.
And you're so good at it.
I am so amazing. Not at all.
You always.
I got a minor in it, but I was like, I don't want to sew. And it was a little more challenging than I wanted it to be. So I was like, I'm done. Yeah. So I just got a minor in it. And my parents were like, you're not going to get a sewing degree. You're going to get a business degree. So I got a business degree, and I got the most creative business degree I could, which was marketing.
I love it because I look back and, I went.
You have a journalism degree.
I went to be, radio, television, which right now, boys and girls, I'm getting to do a podcast.
Yes,
which
you are.
Is
on brand.
Setting me on fire and, using my abilities as my journalism background or radio, television. But I took one thought of, okay, I'm newly married in a new town. I know no one. Am I really going to go and try to get a job at, overnight photographer for $5 an hour or whatever? I don't think that's going to work for our family.
No.
We're just starting. And so I ended up in fundraising.
It's an obvious segue.
Yes. which is still, using the marketing and the media, and all the things.
Yes.
It was still there.
Yes.
And I got to be a cheerleader for all these great nonprofits.
That's the best. I call myself a chick hugger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, now I want to hear about 3W Magazine. And for those of you who are listening and you've not heard about 3W Magazine, I want Casey to tell us all about it. I take it for granted. I know I do. So
that's okay. I do too.
I want you to tell us about 3W.
Okay.
Magazine.
So 3W started with Leslie Zanoff and I almost 18 years ago, because I'm getting ready to put out the 18th issue. I think it's 18. I kind of lose track. I don't like numbers. I lived in Tulsa, and the magazine that I worked for, subscribed to San Diego Magazine, and they put out what was called a charitable events registry in their January issue, which was a list of all the nonprofit events in San Diego. So we would get this annually. So Tulsa took that concept and they did it. So then when I moved over here, that was the social life, were events. And I know we get to that later on, like page 4. She has a really long script, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I'm like a bullet point girl. Allison's got a full-on script. She's amazing. Though,
but I did that because Casey and I have trouble staying on topic sometimes, which we're going to
wind around on spaghetti roads.
Yeah, we're going to go on spaghetti roads.
So Leslie and I, or I'm sorry, let me backtrack. we were working at Cityscapes together, which is another great monthly publication. We have multiple monthly amazing publications in the area.
Yes, we do.
And we have always said, if you want to start a magazine, move to Northwest Arkansas.
Yes.
We have a lot, but they all have a lane.
Yes. And I love to say, you want your event to get in the glossies.
Yes.
I love to say the glossies.
The glossies, I'm totally stealing that.
Because we have really good glossies.
We do. We do. For 2 counties and less than 1 million people, I don't think we've hit 1 million yet, but we have a lot of great glossies. You're totally right.
Yes.
So anyways, she had a San Diego magazine on her desk, and I was like, oh, I know that magazine. And we used to do this at Tulsa. And then I had no friends. Mm-hmm. So I would go to events with her when she covered them. And then we started meeting people. And then we were like, well, all these events are planning on top of each other. Somebody needs to do a CER, Charitable Events Registry. Right. So we went back to Tulsa, met with my old publisher. He's like, oh, I don't know. Show me what you're thinking for a standalone, right? Like normally these were just an insert, but we wanted to make it a standalone. So we just put the pen to the paper and worked on costs, and we never raised our rates in 18 years. So really proud of that.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Yeah. And out came 3W, which stands for the Who, What, Where. And we're just rocking and rolling now.
I love the Who, What, Where. Every once in a while, I'll think 3W, or someone will say to me, why is it called 3W? And it takes me a minute. And I think, why is it called 3W? Who, what, where?
But everyone always thought it was 3 women, which is fine too, because there were 3 women that worked there. So, but it's been a rotating door in a good way, but it's just plain and simple who, what, where.
Mm-hmm. And my next question leads right into what we were talking about, because Northwest Arkansas, since that 18 years ago, plus or minus, has changed a lot. And when you guys started this, you're right. We didn't have the amenities we have now. And the special events for all of our nonprofits were the thing that people did.
That was the culture. That was where you went to be seen. You didn't walk a square. You didn't ride a bike. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was moving here, and I came kicking and screaming, I will admit it, because I thought my little bubble in Tulsa was New York City. Mm-hmm. I just did.
I understand.
So I came here, and my husband had worked on Harbor High School, and then he was working on the promenade, and he told me all the stores that were coming, and I was like, this is okay. Mm-hmm. Stop driving me past cows to look for houses, but it's fine. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't trade any of it anymore. But I remember talking to Kim at Cityscapes, and she was like, these are the events we have tickets to. What do you want to go to? And I'm like, I don't know what anything is. Tell me what it is. And everything was gala.
Yes.
And I thought gala meant Gone with the Wind hoop skirts.
Right.
It didn't. So that was interesting. So I think Kissapig Gala back in the dark ages, like I moved here in 2006. So it was probably 2007 when I went to a gala, the Kissapig Gala. And I was like, well, this is something. Wow. And y'all are doing this like 3 nights a week? This is insane. And Tulsa, I guess I thought it was philanthropic. I don't even know if I knew the word philanthropic when I lived in Tulsa. Right. It wasn't in my orbit, I don't think. And so I was mesmerized by these events and the amount of money they're raising and the sponsors. And it's something. It's a gold bubble.
It really is. And we'll get into how it's changed now, but you're right. It was something every night of every weekend.
I mean, you had to have a little a club card that said you've signed a book. I don't even know what that meant, but to drink a glass of wine in Benton County back then.
Yeah, I forgot.
So now you got just wine flowing at the John Q, now Rogers Convention Center. But I'm like, what is this wonky world you have moved me to?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
It's funny.
Well,
did you get off on your script?
I did. But I was honestly just thinking about how it's changed, and there could be so many things that 3W covers and goes to and does. How have y'all stayed focused on just the nonprofits? Because now we got all this other stuff going on.
We have a lot going on, but you really have to be 501c3 for the most part
for y'all to focus on it.
Yes. To put the event in the magazine, you have to be nonprofit based. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm lying, that's pretty normal. So if there's somebody's got an event in there that I just have.
Right.
Okay, let me use Premier Dermatology, for example.
Okay.
So they're an advertiser.
Right.
Their events, their open houses per se are not in print in the magazine, but we will put those on our email blast.
Right.
So there's kind of a fine line between the email blast and the magazine.
But you also know how many nonprofits they support.
Yes.
So it's a connection.
Yes.
They have partnered with you as a sponsor or as an advertiser.
Missy is on the board of, I could be lying again, but I know she's been on the board at Cancer Challenge before.
Yeah.
And so great nonprofit.
And she donates to everything.
She doesn't say no for auctions.
Right. Right. And so, but what's made 3W stay in that lane when you could say, you know what, now we're going to cover,
We've done that. We did that. I don't know. I should have looked that up on my research, but I could date myself. So back in the day, I don't know how long it's been. It's 10 plus years, I would say. We launched a digital magazine that was lifestyle content driven.
Okay.
I think we were just ahead of the times on that. Who wants to read a magazine online? It just wasn't the thing you did 10 plus years ago. It was called Trace Lifestyle. We were trying to play off the 3 theme, and we would release it quarterly.
I do remember
it was fun. It took a lot of time and we enjoyed it, but we were like, this isn't a revenue generator for us.
It didn't
we
hit it's the timing. It didn't hit right at the right time, and then it ended up taking away from the hard work you already do.
We did rebrand it. It was Trace Lifestyle when it launched, and then we rebranded it, I don't know, a year or two into it to 3W Lifestyle, because I think there was a miss, and then we were just like, we're done. So it just got to be too much. And then we felt 3W was suffering, like the print, and the print is that's the baby.
And it was the resource we needed.
Yes.
Like I remember when you first, the concept, and we didn't know each other personally.
No.
But I kept thinking, oh, great. Finally, someone is going to help get us all organized because we're all thinking that we've picked the best night and the best thing.
You know where it came from.
And then all of a sudden there's 5 other events that night. And some of them are the exact same event.
Yes.
No one was talking to each other.
Yes, it was probably, so we launched in July of 2008. So it was probably February of 2008.
Okay.
Kiss a Pig, ACO's Ball at the Mall, which ACO is now Arts One. The ball at the ball themed event at the Northwest Arkansas Mall.
Okay.
And Walnut Farm's Montessori event. Walnut Farm Montessori, I'm probably betraying that. Had an event at the giant 8-story building across from the home office, Benfield Plaza building, right?
Yeah.
Now called Bloom. But those 3 events were on the same night, and nobody could go up against Kiss a Pig back then, right? They're grossing $1 million every year, which was huge. Close to 20 years ago. Nobody grossed $1 million. The Friday night before, the Thursday night before, and the weekend before were completely empty. So you had ACO who made like nothing for their operating budget the following year.
Right. Because everyone was invested in the big shiny one that was already there and established.
Because nobody knew.
And so is that when y'all thought,
it was literally that weekend.
Here's what we need to do.
Yes.
We need to help these nonprofits so they all can look at, because I think at that time we were, as a person that was at a nonprofit, we would look at the chamber calendar.
Right.
We'd look at the school calendar. We'd look at the Razorback calendar.
Yes.
And then we'd think, oh, here's a day. But it wasn't inclusive of everybody. And
right.
You tended to step on someone's toes or have your toes stepped on.
Yes. So now it's like it's a collaboration. And I think we have bulldozed the community into coming to us with their event dates and seeing where we can move. I mean, I will be totally honest. I'm like, are you sure you want to go with that date in April? You're up against 4 other events. I mean, we'll just be honest with them. And if they say yes, then they do.
Yes. And we've laughed about that before in Northwest Arkansas. April is like the holidays. Because there are so many events.
I think you only have like 2 available weekends because of Easter, all the Easter stuff. Yeah. And then same with May.
Yeah. April and May. Be ready.
Yes.
Everybody get your frozen meals for the microwave. So your commitment to Northwest Arkansas nonprofits started with that. And I'm going to transition now
Okay.
into what I could not wait to talk to you about as far as.
Oh, this one could get me in trouble.
And that's okay. This is a safe
Real.
space.
Real.
Real talk. If you could banish anything at a charitable event from ever happening again, what would it be? And I mean, get real with me, because I know you've been a guest at most of the events that happen in this area. Sometimes you're there for 3W, but sometimes you're there because you're literally a guest, or you're on the committee, or you're on the board. But I know you've sat somewhere and thought, oh, for Pete's sake, we cannot do this again.
Rubber chicken. Rubber chicken.
You're sick of the rubber chicken.
And I understand. Like, I know I'm slamming the rubber chicken. It isn't an intentional slam because I know that is cost effective, but it's the rubber chicken with the mystery sauce, a side of starch, veggies, salad, alternating dressings, ranch, vinaigrette, then a chocolate cake and a cheesecake, alternating seats as well.
I remember one year at mine, we had what's the one?
Airline chicken.
Airline chicken.
That's the bougie rubber chicken.
I'm putting my
you're putting your own chicken wing up
because I thought, ooh, fancy.
Yeah,
it's called airline chicken because it's got one leg up or something. And I thought fancy, but then 15 other people did airline chicken that year. Or they'll do the mashed sweet potato instead of the regular potato with some really good sauce. And we try and we try and we try. Now I remember one time at the luau, they did a jicama like salsa, and it was completely different. And
Absolutely.
I thought, I don't even know what this is. I probably pronounced it wrong.
Jicama?
Yeah. I thought, I don't even know what they're talking about. But that night, it was perfection. Because it was in a little
different.
They did it in a martini glass.
See?
And it was just like a cold salad before. And it wasn't a salad on the plate with the two choices of dressing. And the
nonprofits have to reinvent the wheel every time they have an event.
Yeah,
when it comes to food.
I'm surprised it was the rubber chicken. I thought you were going to, I don't know what I thought you were going to.
Probably have many things because I don't like a giant live auction. I like a 2 or 3 max live auction, just like experience driven. I don't think anyone around here needs any more stuff. I love a black tie only event. I don't like the word optional. I loathe the word optional because then you've got plaid suits and some with a sport coat. And I'm like, no, keep your event clean. Choose a dress code and go with it. Do not roll optional in.
Yeah, nothing against the casual night or the sport.
I love the casual night too.
Don't say optional.
Don't say optional.
Everyone worries about what to wear.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to be black tie, just be black tie.
Just be black tie. Your pictures are going to be fantastic. If you want to be cocktail, be cocktail.
Yes.
But I will say that, and I was in a meeting yesterday where she brought this up, nonprofits, because photos help generate money for them, right? That helps get people amped up about it. They need to send inspo boards, I think, to their people of like, are you going to the podcast gala this weekend? Here's what we're seeing. Just help people get dressed. They need help. We all need help.
Yes, because people do stress about that. And some of them stress to the point that they just don't go.
Exactly.
If they think that it's something that they're not qualified to dress for, they take it off their list.
Yes.
And a lot of people around here love the casual event because they don't have to worry about the pressure.
Leslie and I used to joke, that's one of the first things that guys would ask, can I wear jeans?
Yeah.
Which is so great too. For the right event, you can absolutely wear jeans. I'm over silent auctions, but I understand.
I know. I could do, you might not have heard my speech. So many people have about the silent auction. I am so over it because I don't think, this will come up later, I don't think people realize how much work.
It's so much work. And now even more, I would assume, inputting it into the system because we don't do paper anymore.
It helped having a system and they're all like, digitally, all that is helpful, but the part that's and you get your money.
Yes,
it's digital.
Yes,
but used to with the paper, those people had left at 8:00.
Yeah. So then you're hunting them down weeks later.
Or months later.
Months later.
Months. And
That's
it was
nice.
so frustrating.
I bet.
You're telling them, you got this bag of curling irons and shampoo. And I know you're really worrying about it, and it's $25. And but the nonprofit literally needed that transaction to get complete.
Yes.
Auditors for the donation, for all the things. And yet, if your event was in May, you might wrap up all of that in September or October. I know I literally had something in my car in October one year, and I was like, I've got your curling irons and your shampoo, your hair product basket.
I bought an art basket one year and I never picked it up. I paid them.
Yeah.
They sent me something and I paid them, but I never went and picked it up.
Back then they didn't pay, but with the digital came that
it's an automatic.
You get it that night.
Yes.
So sometimes if they never got their auction item, you could at least save it for the next year or get it as a door prize or repurpose it in the nonprofit realm.
Absolutely.
That made sense.
Yes.
Because you still got the donation.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What's the one thing you could do without?
Oh, goodness gracious sakes.
Because I have lots of things that I love, on your next question. But what drives me nuts is probably just the rubber chicken. What's your number one?
I think, and this is my fundraiser brain.
Okay.
Coming in, I literally almost burst into tears when we have the moment, and the moment where we have told that because of you and your support, we have fed this hungry child. And if you just give, anyway, we've said the things, we've had the video.
We don't do the ask.
Everybody's heart is bleeding and broken.
Yeah, tears equal money.
Tissues.
Yes.
Crying, and then we move right on to the next thing.
Oh,
we never say, fill out your card.
Yes, give us some money.
Scan the QR code. Hold your cards in the air. It happens more than it doesn't.
Are you serious? Because I'm accustomed to, I know how this goes, that I just get my card out and I'm already ready. Yes. So I don't even wait for the listen.
I was at one a couple of weeks ago that I did invite you to.
Oh, I said, I mentioned that later, the power of no.
You got the power of no, which I need to learn. But anyway, I was there and the moment could not have been more perfect. It was
knowing what I said no to, which I only said no because it was a 6-hour round trip. Let's be real.
But
clear on that. That's a heartstring one. How can you not?
And here's the thing. If they had segued right into it in the moment, it would have been perfect.
Yes.
But I am telling you, everyone that's listening, if you get in the moment, you've got to have whoever is doing the talking say the words, we need your support tonight.
Yes.
If you will give, the card is on the table, and if you will give right now, you are going to change lives, but do it in the moment. And I will say, this was a 30-second transition. It wasn't even like they waited 5 minutes, and it was literally a 30-second. And before that 30 seconds was over, the crowd had moved on to the next thing and in a new mindset. And it was a split second. And that, I think that's what kills me the most is when you tell them the story and you have them, or maybe you don't mention the story. I'm sitting there thinking, when are we going to hear what helps? How can we help?
I always I call them mission moments. I think I got that from Mercy. I always need a mission moment.
If they don't get to the moment.
Yes.
That's one good thing. But if they're in the moment and then they forget to say the words, please give, donate, we need your help.
That's why we're here.
That's my biggest one.
Okay.
And it's a gut.
That's a lot bigger than rubber chicken.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
And it's just because that's my whole background.
Yes.
Is people will give to people. And a lot of times you've invited people that love you to be at your table.
They're going to give.
And they're going to give because they just heard that they're good. They came because they love you.
Yes.
But they're going to understand why you love the mission so much in that moment.
Absolutely.
And they're going to say, oh, I have got to support Allison and Casey because they invited me. And I had they've been talking about this for months, but I haven't listened to a word they've said.
Yes.
And now I know the story I have got to give right now. That's it.
But let me add on top of that real quick.
Okay.
You know what I have started doing in my giving? I used to just give a flat donation, and now I do a very small monthly donation because that one actually adds up and it's not money I'm missing, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I love money.
But we are giving that opportunity those nights when The ones that go ahead and say, please give.
Like I do it with one of your organizations. And I'm like, instead of like this one fee, standard fee that I give to the events that I attend, I've started with that really small monthly one. Cause I'm like, well, that adds up a lot faster and I end up giving more, but I don't even realize it.
You don't.
So it's just a couple trips through a coffee shop.
Right. It's so much easier to do monthly. And so now I am instructing people, be sure and have that option, because somebody would rather have, someone would rather have the chance to give a little bit a month for their, instead of their coffee, than they might not have $250 that night. And it just, you've got to give everyone all the options.
All the options.
And not a million.
Yes. But a handful.
Yeah. Okay. What is it that you love? You've been to all of them. You've seen probably every kind of event. What are some things that stood out to you that organizations should still keep doing?
Okay. So first and foremost, I love the nonprofit events because they all have a mission and they all believe in their cause. Like, even if I don't want to go just because I'm peopled out, this is their thing and this is what they believe in. So I love that for them. But on a superficial level, I love a theme. Like Charity Ball one year, Mercy's O Night Divine Charity Ball, they did it in the round one year. The Northwest Arkansas Food Bank just had an event in October, I believe, and they set it up like a grocery store.
I saw the photos of that.
So it was super interactive.
Fantastic.
You weren't sitting at a table board. You were interacting and purchasing things. Your event, your Rogers Museum event, you have tastings.
Yes.
Like you've done whiskey and tequila and sake.
This year it was sake.
Yes. So I'm like
brandy.
unique.
Yeah.
Brandy. I'm sorry. Apple brandy.
Yeah.
Like super unique. I'm sorry. I'm saying a lot, even though I wrote it down. I like small, intimate events.
Me too.
I like small, intimate events. I bring the ticket price up, bring the attendance down, and just make it more intimate. One of my favorite events on the planet is the Circle of Life. Art of Hospice event.
And that was a big deal when they took that. They took it.
Used to be called Voyage years ago.
They were trying to do the gala just like we all do the gala. And they said, you know what? Boop, boop, boop. We're going to rewind and we're going to cut this down and change it. And it's been a huge
It's a great event. You're not there for 100 hours. You don't have rubber chicken. You're in a beautiful setting. The entertainment, the last year I went, so they took a year off. So they're going every other year on Art of Hospice. So the last year, to my knowledge, that I went was when they brought in a gentleman from Hamilton. And it was amazing. So like very small though.
Because his wife spoke at the luncheon.
Because yes.
Because they have, and I think I have that in here about sometimes you need to switch things up.
Yes.
But I love hearing that because I think the Historical Museum Foundation's, the Rogers Historical Museum Foundation's tasting event, I think that's why I think it's so clever.
It is clever.
They're grassroots. They're just getting started.
Yes.
Janae Huffman-Gilreath.
Yes.
She and Gail and some of those board members came up with that.
I did not realize that.
What
that's
could
awesome.
we do that'd be a little different?
Yes.
And I think it's gonna continue to be the greatest thing for them.
It's the most adorable event.
Yes.
I've only been once in the 3 years, so I apologize because you had it on 9/11 this year, ironically. Everybody planned on top of you within the last couple of months before 9/11.
Yes. And we were worried
that night.
We were worried that no one would want to do anything on 9/11.
Oh,
and
right.
There were 4 events that night.
Yes, it was insane.
Yeah. And it was this year we found our, they were finding their groove. And the 2 speakers were so good together. And just the pairings that they did, like one was sweet, one was, anyway, it was pretty exciting. But
it's unique and different.
Yes.
We don't normally go to sake tastings or apple brandy tastings.
I didn't even know I liked sake.
Okay, see, you learned something.
This is completely different from sake Origami Sake. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the podcast, call me.
Yes.
Anyway, it was wonderful.
But I love a theme. Or the Children's Family and Advocacy Center, they have a country, a barn dance.
Yeah.
I'm butchering.
I know.
In it to end it.
Yeah.
Yes. Like,
Because I always want to call it in it to win.
yeah,
But it's in it to end it.
in it to end it.
And it's that
And
Western
and it's at
cowboy
Barn at
theme.
the Springs, and it's so fun and chill. Yes, I love a good black tie event too.
Well, and
but that's the theme.
yeah, and the
in my
luau,
opinion.
you know,
The
RIP,
luau.
it's gone to rest
And you
now.
know
But
what? Nobody has stolen that idea.
and at the time we had several.
We had several luau's.
Beach themed,
Yes.
Boys and Girls Club.
But they're
Open
not
house had
to
luau,
my
but
knowledge.
right now there's no one doing that theme.
Right. Or Children's Shelter, they have the Derby. They have
Yeah.
a Derby event.
But it was a fun theme.
Yes.
'Cause you could just go to Kohl's and buy your Hawaiian shirt and the lays we gave you and they came in the door. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun.
fun. So a good theme. Okay,
the theme.
y'all taking notes. Remember, Casey likes a good theme. So be creative.
I love themes.
Have fun with it.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk just a little bit about.
She's lying when she says
Yeah.
a little bit. Y'all
I'm
should
just
see
going to
this.
say, events drive me bananas.
Understandable.
They really do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the community or the board members, until they've been on the board for a while, just the regular people, I don't think they understand how much it takes out of a nonprofit to put on an event. It's not
Yes.
just, it's the hours.
It's
the
mind-blowing.
stress, It's the money.
Yes.
Like that convention center costs
It's so
a
much.
fortune.
It's so much.
the chicken dinner.
with a lot of rules.
Yes, rules and regulations. And the chicken dinner, if you can get it donated, it's almost harder to talk them into letting you
Yes.
bring it in. You know,
Yes.
so that's why-
event venues, don't charge your nonprofit. Don't charge anyone to bring stuff in.
Yeah, because if they can get it donated, it helps so much. So all of these beautiful venues around the area,
Yeah.
which if we have time, maybe we can talk about some of those. But I think people are going to those more because they can get their stuff donated
Yes.
and bring it in.
Yes.
We've got some great AV people now.
Yes.
Back in the day, we'd be sitting there at Embassy Suites, and the AV would, if it wasn't on that night, no one could hear.
Yes.
You couldn't get everybody.
And quality
quiet.
AV, it's expensive, but it's worth it.
Very
My personal favorite is Avad 3 here in town, and they're actually national now. They travel all around the country putting on events, but I know them when they were real small, and you get what you pay for.
Yes.
I guess is probably a better way to say it, because
Yes.
3W is expensive too, but you get what you pay for. And you have to be able to hear when you're hearing all the clanking of glasses. And let me tell you, those servers are not quiet at all.
No.
So you
No.
need that quality AV.
No. And Avad 3, like they partner with a lot of our nonprofits.
Yes.
And they are good.
I love them.
They're good.
They're good people straight from the top.
And they're professional, and it always does sound really, really good. I've gotten to work with them several times, but I think one thing that I'm noticing, and we've preached, don't be event heavy, don't have all these events. If you put in the hours of your staff that worked on this event, you would be upside down in your return on investment, because that hourly rate, whatever you came up with, is going to show you how many hours you spent to raise this much money.
That makes sense.
But it's so hard because board members see the instant dollars.
Oh, absolutely. They're like, we gross. I'm like, but what did you net?
What did you net?
Everybody always reports the gross around here.
Yeah. So then when you look at the net and say you pretend to put a $15 an hour salary on, or payment on all your workers, and you add up the hours that they worked on that event, it would be more upside down than 2008's building crisis or what. I mean,
Also known as a good year to start a magazine. That was good. That was
exactly.
good.
We were in a capital campaign.
Even better. I love that for both of us.
Yes. But I am hearing, and from one organization, they said it's so hard to get the one-on-one meetings anymore.
I can see that.
They need to see their donors and they need to talk to them and tell them the latest thing. But to call and ask for coffee, it is a little awkward because either the donor assumes you're about to ask them for a big thing of money, or they just don't have time because they already know you're doing a great job.
Yes.
And they love you so much.
Yes.
And they're going to give no matter what. Like, why do I need to go have coffee with her?
I don't know. I think COVID took that out of us.
I think so.
It got us all accessible on screens, and it took out the personal relationship.
And so I think there was one organization said that we're trying to have these smaller, like informative events, which is another event for them to plan and pay for.
Yes.
But that brings them into the organization and they get some face time with the people they need to thank, love on, tell about the future and get their advice for what should we, do you love this program? We thought you would be a good fit for you. Like they can't do that if they can't get a coffee with you.
Right.
So they might have other smaller events. So I've gotten back from saying, quit trying to have so many events to saying it's all about balance. That's like everything else. It's all about balance and
lies.
The dynamic in Northwest Arkansas. There's more competition now.
I know. Is that where we are?
That's where we are.
Because that's 100% true.
Yeah, like used to, like you said, you came on the scene, and the big thing you did that weekend was go to the gala, or you might be golfing in the golf tournament Friday or Monday, or the beach bash for so and so. All that was
your weekend
before we had an amp and a Crystal Bridges and a Momentary and
restaurants and the wine bars.
We had the Walton Arts Center down there, but it was only certain nights.
Yes.
So
it's not 7 days a week. Right.
And we juggled with the Razorbacks.
Yes.
But up here, like in this
Benton County, we didn't have that.
We didn't have all this stuff.
No,
we didn't have a motorbike or an electric bike or a regular bike or.
Nobody had bikes. I mean, people had bikes. Yeah, I still don't. But it's okay.
The trails. We have become a place where there is something to do.
Yes.
No matter what day time it is.
Oh my God. It's so true though. I finally subscribed to, that's what I was going to say and I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
Back earlier when I moved here, everybody would say, oh my gosh, well, you're moving to Northwest Arkansas. That's so pretty. And I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, I can't do anything with pretty. I can't have a drink at pretty. I can't eat at pretty. Can't shop at pretty. Back when I went in-person shopping, I couldn't do anything with pretty. I was never I'm outdoorsy and that I like to sit on a patio and have a cocktail. That was my version of being outdoors. So I couldn't do anything with pretty. But now that I've lived here, all the pretty amenities that I like to partake in have come to me, and I do enjoy being outdoors. We still don't own bikes, but I'm sitting outside in all the stands and the bleachers with my kids. So no, it's pretty to me.
We're not big bikers either, so we have that in common.
I mean, I want a bike. I just haven't found time to do it.
Yeah, I appreciate it and love that we're that capital of the world.
Self-appointed mountain biking capital of the world. I love that.
But I haven't gotten into it yet.
Right.
And pretty soon I worry if I'm going to leave from Rogers to Bentonville, I'm going to need a bike and an aluminum water bottle.
100%.
In order to get in the city gates.
Yes.
Whatever.
It's going to be your right of entry.
Well, as we're talking about all these things, how do you decide what thing you're going to with your calendar? And I mean, I know it's your job
I know, but and you're busy too. And I think you're at way more things than me. So I would say over the past 5 years, I've pulled back dramatically. I have kids. I have an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old. And I thought kids kept you busy when they were little because they were just always crawling around. But today's stage doesn't light a candle to that one.
It doesn't.
I'm a very underpaid Uber at this point. I only have 6 months left, less than 6 months left of Ubering the older one. So because you've got one that's graduating from college this year and another one, he's a junior. So that time is fleeting. And if you make me talk about how Chase is going to college in 2.5 years, I will have an absolute meltdown. It's getting easier, I think, in a little bit because teenage attitudes are something to be, especially, I'm sure girls are too, but I only know boys. That's special. That's, this morning it was my fault that his protein powder didn't mix up in his water.
Yeah. Did he say bruh?
Oh, I for sure got a bruh. I'm like, dude. And my comeback is dude because I'm a child of the 80s. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, I get another packet or I'm sorry I filled up your water bottle this morning at 5 a.m. an hour before you got up. But it's fine. Yeah. My point to that is when I leave you, I'm getting the 11-year-old and the 15-year-old is playing baseball this afternoon. That's game 3 of their World Series. So I'm going to do that. And I sat in the stands yesterday with my laptop. Kids come first. Right. Their schedules come first. That's why I have Ashley. Everybody knows and loves Ashley, and she will tell them why I can't be in an event. So I pick and choose events that I go to, and it's mostly the nonprofits that I love. They're all great. But certain ones pull on certain people's heartstrings. That's just nature. So you introduced me to the museum, Rogers Museum. I didn't even know anything about it. And now I'm a monthly donor and it's vital to the community. I get it.
I have learned so much just the last couple of years working with them.
My thing used to be kids and healthcare. And I've spread my wings a little bit more.
I love that. She spread her wings.
I've spread my nonprofit wings a little bit more. So I will choose a luncheon over an evening event.
Yes.
There's a great event Thursday night, even though I'm not sure when this one comes out, but there's an event in a couple days that I would love to go to, but my schedule does not allow for that. And I'm just not going to compromise on that right now.
That's back to that whole, you've learned the word no, and it's a complete sentence.
Ish.
Yeah, I'm definitely an ish. I'm
not really a no person. That's the thing. And I've got that later. But I'm not a no person. But you caught me on a 6-hour round trip question. I was like, no. Yeah, I'm not going to let her rock in the middle of the day.
If Oprah herself is in the vehicle.
No, I'm not.
So one nonprofit executive that we know and love was telling me the other day that she feels like everyone, well, not everyone, but because of where we live, we've gotten into this habit of needing to do fancy, entertainment for people at our events.
100%.
Like if a golf tournament, they're successful, but if it doesn't fit your mission or you can't quite bring the mission into it, she thinks that we all just do them because of the cash.
Absolutely.
Course, that's what happens. But with the work and the stuff that we put into it, our people that work for the nonprofit can't focus on the mission if they're playing in a golf tournament that doesn't quite really go.
Or a run.
She feels like we're entertaining.
Oh.
Doing entertaining.
Yes, because people give to get. They don't give to give.
And
we're so accustomed to receiving something for our giving.
Yes.
I got to see Rascal Flatts at this gala, or I got to see Martina McBride, or I got to play tennis with this pro.
And it's so hard to step back from that when you've got to keep up with the other nonprofits also. But their organization has really done well at just deciding, you know what? We're not going to get in that rat race. We're going to just do. And I think they have a beautiful, informative event that's philanthropy celebration. They talk about the program, the ticket. You don't buy a ticket. You invite people to come to hear the mission. And they don't play the game. And I find
it takes balls not to play the game.
It does, because so many of the nonprofits here feel like they've got to keep up in order to get in the glossies, in order to make sure that executive shows up or that supplier gets their time.
Oh, yeah. It's all about who's engaged from a certain road.
But I'm saying right here, ladies and gentlemen, there is one group that's figured out they don't have to play it that way, and they're raising tons of money.
I love that for them. I would assume I could guess. I mean, we're not going to say, but I would assume I could guess.
They're doing a great job with that. Anyway, that's the whole return on investment. And then you brought it up earlier. We know our dear friends at Circle of Life have decided they have two wonderful events. They were doing both of those every year. They've decided to alternate those now.
I love that for them.
And
I love that for them.
I love it for yours in my calendar.
100%. Yes. You sent me an invite to this podcast, gave me 3 dates till the end of the year.
Yes.
But my calendar does not look like yours. I think you're way busier than me.
I don't know. I think we're probably about the same. But I love the idea. And at first, I think people were like, wait, what? But they figured out that if they can have the time to plan one event and do it really well. And I was just at an entrepreneur class last week, and that was the chapter it was about failure that they were studying and how that does build you. But it's
the saddest build ever, though.
I know. But one of the things they said was some people fail because they think, okay, we're going to build this shiny object here and it's going to be a huge hit and everything looks really good. And before they launch it, but we could also do this over here. And they get sidetracked with this extra thing.
But that's kind of you and I. We're idea driven for other people, which is why you are a consultant. I'm always sitting in things and I'm like, well, you should do this. And this is what the invite should look like. And I'm like, I've just gone down a rabbit hole that doesn't even pertain to me.
And so they end up, like us
Offshooting.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Get off because they didn't focus on the one thing. And so to me, this group, they're going to nail it because then that beautiful event that's more of an evening dress up, they'll focus on that 1 year. Then the next year they'll focus on their luncheon and it'll be a beautiful.
Absolutely. I love that luncheon.
And the sponsors will sponsor both.
Oh, absolutely.
And anyway,
yes.
I find that fascinating. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. I will hook you up with that group of people because it's a great idea. Keep your same events, but instead of both, they're going to take turns. And it seems like maybe Washington Regional did it years ago. They didn't alternate events, but they quit having that.
They did. They had a garden. Oh, yes. The Eagle Awards. And then they also had a garden party.
Same thing.
Then they used to be in the same year. And then they spread them to every other year. And then one just kind of, they both faded away and they do like more, I feel like they do more private fundraising than event driven, but I could be lying.
I mean, if we could find the magicness of like, in my mind, the equation, this is my fundraising brain. You've got a 12-month development plan. My thought is have your one signature event. One. Pull out all the stops. Have the great theme. There are so many benefits to having an event. I'm not saying don't have any events.
Right.
Because here's what events are good at. Friend raising.
Oh, I love dot connecting.
Yes.
Yes.
Like if you can invite new people to the event to hear that beautiful moment where everybody gives their money.
Yes.
That is the friend raising that you need. New connections to corporate sponsors. In the glossy magazines for awareness. Because if you're splashed all over, and even in the section in the newspaper that still talks about the events. Like
we still see Karen. You still see Karen Schotmeyer everywhere. Yes.
Like, so you're still getting the awareness and getting out of just your normal day-to-day stuff. You've got to have them. But my thought is have your one big one a year. And then on the other side of the year, like 6 months, have your philanthropy event where you say, hey, everybody stop by for a tour, some punch and a cookie, and let us show you what your work has been doing. And you can help us right now because we're going to ask your opinion. Should we blah, 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 the program? And and then people are there as part of the family.
Yes.
And then they probably will make a gift.
Yes.
Have an ask that's more informal. Don't invite them and not ask them or tell them how they can help.
Oh,
but make it more informal.
Yeah.
Make them a part of the group.
Yes.
To me, that's the two biggest events you should have.
I 100%
Everything
agree
else,
with you.
Find out what's not working. Find out what is, getting messed up or the holes, and fade those out. And you're right. It's brave to do that, but it's
necessary.
So much work. If you spend your time finishing one event, running around trying to give everybody their auction item, when are you planning to get to know those people that came to the event?
You're just checking the box on accident. I think your heart's in the right place. Yeah. There's over 4,700 nonprofits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't have time for 4,700
palpitation there. Yeah. So when they evaluate their events, like, is there something you would tell them, look for this, when you're trying to decide how can we make it better? Does this one need to sunset into the fade away?
Another thing. Yes. Well, while you're on that, and I'm a huge interrupter, and I'm sorry.
That's fine. Interrupt away.
Nonprofits set ticket prices before they know it goes into the event. They're like, we're going to have an event. It's going to cost $75. Well, that's not going to cover, but you've already splashed that out there. So I'm like, I know you think you're having a small event, but let's do the planning.
Right.
I'm not sure how necessary that is.
And once again, the general population doesn't understand that $75 literally pays for some stuff to get you to come.
Yes.
So most of the time when you see a ticket and it's $150,
you've not donated $150 as a couple.
No,
we're thinking we're still on the hole.
Oh my, that's so expensive. But no, they're literally buying your dinner, giving you entertainment, giving you some wine.
And it's not the dinner you want. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
So that leads me to the part about, is there something you would tell nonprofits? Like you're sitting at their event.
$1 million question.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to know the answer, but And maybe it goes back to what you were saying before.
I mean, just
Look at the numbers.
look at your numbers. Try not to do rubber chicken. Try to be as creative on a shoestring as possible.
And if it's not
engage
working,
your people, and don't forget to ask for the money.
Right. And if it's not working,
Let it go.
let it go.
Be like Elsa and let it go.
Let it go. Elsa is right. Elsa is right. And
Do you have those weeks where you think, I cannot go to one more thing? Do you? I mean, I for sure do. And I have one specific weekend a year where I feel that way.
I do. I really do. And it's so hard.
Yes.
Right now, this is that season for me.
Oh, Q4 is nuts.
I feel under my brain power, and I feel like I'm making mistakes and dropping emails. But there's a lot of family stuff that I love to do and look forward to at this time of year. But it all happens back to back to back. And I feel like it makes me drop the ball in other places. And so sometimes I'm able to say no, but it's not because it's breaking my heart. And my husband would say, I've probably spent 3 hours trying to figure out the map of how I could make it work for me to stop by that picture. And literally,
I call it a pageant wave.
Yes. He'll literally say, there is no time for you to do that. You just told me yesterday that there's no time. So why are you still thinking about it? But
because I feel it's who I am on the inside.
Yes.
Because really you're a yes person.
Yes. And I just want to support my people.
Yes.
I want to support the nonprofits.
Yes.
I want them to know that I believe in you.
No, like it killed me not to come to historical tastings. And I can't even tell you why I couldn't come, but it was all the events. And I think there was also a kid thing. And I'm like, I can't remember the reason, but I remember it being like insane that night.
And I think that's just going to have that, every event's going to have that. Yeah. The one little thing, pet peeve that I needed to say it also is that when the event's over, and this is why not having 4 events a year or even 3, if you have more than 3 events, you're not able to do this. But everybody leaves the event and they are feeling so good. Like we have solved it. I paid money and I got the hair basket and I
this was a win.
I fed the children.
And I got my curling iron.
I got some scholarships have been bought, all the things. And then the nonprofit doesn't have time to keep them engaged.
Because they're planning the next event.
Because they're planning the next red carpet or chicken dinner. Yeah. And so I always tell them, you have to build in, while you're running around with auction items in the back of your car, you've got to build in a way to talk to all those guests that came. Send them an email and tell them that night we raised this much money. This is what we did with that. And that's all because of you.
Yeah. You know what that's, well, you probably know because you're deeply involved in Mercy, but the Mercy Health Foundation calls it the 7 points of touch.
Yes.
That's how they love on the people.
I always call it 7 ways to thank a donor.
Okay. Yes.
But
that's a little bit more PC than 7 points of touch. Oh my gosh. That's a lot better.
7 points of touch.
Clark, it is now 7 ways to thank a donor.
7 ways to thank a donor or recognize them or reach out to them. It doesn't have to be about asking.
It doesn't.
It's really not.
You're just hugging
because they already love you. It's telling them, we know there are 52 events that week and you came to ours and we appreciate it so much, but because you did, this is what we were able to do.
Yes.
We were able to
I love to see. That is probably a reason why you do it as well. We're both members of Mercy's Women with a Mission because that $1,000 is so tangible. We vote on literally hospital equipment we're buying every year.
Yes.
Like we know.
If I know a breast bag is going to a lady that's just found out she has breast cancer or the NICU equipment that's going to, keep that baby pumping and going so they can get out of the NICU.
I feel good about it. Yes. We bought a C-section table and I know that's on down in our podcast if we ever get there. But I'm like, we bought that table where we can tell her what to do the next day.
Yes. Yes. But all that makes such a difference, knowing and feeling like you're a part of it.
Yes.
And if you don't, find a way to let the guests know that.
Just love on them.
And then I heard there was one guy on a panel and he was from a supplier and he literally said, I don't need, a novel in an email. I won't read it.
No, just thanks.
Put 3 bullets in there. And he was talking about when you're asking for a sponsorship or you're asking for a product, but literally,
I'm not good at that. I'm so long-winded.
No one has time to read.
Right. You know who the best bullet point email person is? It's Beth Brown.
Oh, I need her in my life.
Because I'm not good at it either.
When you see
well, we've got 4 pages of notes.
4 pages
I'm
of my
not good
notes.
at it. I'm like, hey, how are you? Sunshine and roses. I'm not good at it.
But he said 3 bullets tops. I don't have time to read your all the whole stuff.
Know,
so
but
just remember that. It's literally, thank you so much. We did this. End of story.
That's it. I like it.
X mentality.
I love that.
Yeah.
Listen up, nonprofits.
Yeah, listen up. So, oh gosh, where are we?
We're so far down. We
are.
Sort of. We've kind of like woven it all together.
We have, though. We've done a great job.
I know. I love it.
So when you hear from people, you just said you love hearing from them, you love knowing. And I know I got too winded and passionate talking about the events.
But I love that.
But if you have events, you need to be talking to 3W to make sure you're on the calendar. The calendar is what started this whole conversation.
The calendar is what started
It's what started the whole business. They could tell we needed a dang calendar to keep all of this straight so we wouldn't keep stepping on each other's toes. And here's the thing. It's Benton, Washington County, but for a lot of our organizations, it's Benton, Washington County together. Like one event covers the whole.
Yes.
So you've got to know who's doing what. And so tell us.
Like in Arkansas Children's Hospital, right? That hospital serves both counties and more.
Yes.
Right?
And more. Mercy. They serve more.
Yeah, we've got a hospital in Springdale. I say we. I always put myself as a we with
That's
Brandon.
okay. I do it too for my organizations too. But like, how can organizations partner with 3W and then tell us more about 3W, but then also think of how can we help 3W? Like we're on the nonprofit side. Like, hey,
you just need to respond to Ashley. That's all it is.
Okay.
Just respond to Ashley. Like I probably freaked out on her a couple of weeks ago and I was like, here's the print deadline. We have only submitted January to the designer. We need the dates. I'm sorry, they're not sending them to me. And I'm like,
send the dates.
Up. I'm going to throw grenades in all of their offices. And I know it's hard. It's such a pain because the Razorbacks don't release the schedule in advance anymore. They were, or they weren't when we started it. Then they started to release it in the fall. Now they've gone back to like December. And I'm like, I blame everything in college football on the NIL. So I'm just going to say that that's probably the NIL's fault. I don't really know.
See,
but it sounds good.
Razorback is huge. I hadn't even thought of that. I was
you can't plan an event on a home weekend.
The venues, like our venues at this point. Well, are we going to have it at such and such, or are we going to have it at
well, that's huge, right? Because now there's more venues, which is so great. It used to only be the John Q / Convention Center, and the Convention Center in Springdale and the Town Center in Fayetteville. And now we've got Osage House, which I feel like they're pretty much the premier venue in Benton County.
Fayetteville Public Library has that brand new.
Oh, yes. Fayetteville Public Library, where
a beautiful
Gala of Hope has moved.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So beautiful. Or the AFP luncheon.
Yeah.
It's totally transformed. Heroncrest in Springdale is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
Like you need these, I go to Osage House or like a Heroncrest because they're blank slates. Like white walls, windows. So a nonprofit and or bride or whoever can do whatever they want with the space. They're not stuck to the orange
and bring in their donated product.
Product.
But the thing that I was talking about is like people need to decide on the event,
lock it in.
Yes. And I think a lot of times they think they've got plenty of time and then all of a sudden it's time to give Ashley your day.
But as a nonprofit, and you know this, don't you all have to put deposits down?
Yeah.
So why are they not deciding? I understand the fall people.
It's probably a budget thing. It's probably
I'm like, I give grace to the people right now whose event is in 2 days. They don't have their date locked in for a year. But February, March, April, like how have you not had to secure your venues by now?
Right.
It is probably, I didn't think about the budget.
Anyway, I think
grace.
That's the best thing we can do to help you.
Dates.
Is get those dates to Ashley. I try to share it every time, but I put on my calendar. So this is what you all should do. On August the 15th, I put get dates to 3W Magazine.
Yes.
And it's a recurring appointment on my calendar. So sometimes it might fall on a Saturday.
You were the first this year. Didn't I respond and tell you were the first?
Oh, I think
you were. I think you're the rock star of the year.
Thank you. And there's a lot of dates. Like when I'm thinking of the museum, they have a ton of interesting, wonderful things. And if we don't get it on there, no one's still going to know.
No one's going to know.
But put on your calendar.
Well, think about it. November. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, like a a recurring thing on your digital calendar that says get 3W the dates.
Yes.
And put it for like August or September.
Yes.
And you can get them, the ones you have, and tell them, by November, I'll have the other ones. But if your mind is working.
Give me the month.
Yeah.
We can TBD it until we go to print, but at least it's locked into a space that we can design around.
Yes.
And then I can tell other nonprofits not to plan on top of you, because I did have a nonprofit that you and I are both tied to email me a couple weeks ago. They finally sent me their ad. Do you know what's happening? And I'm like, I don't. And I apologize, but I'm putting you in the bucket too, nonprofit. Everyone's dragging their feet. If you'll just set a date, I can move people around you and strongly encourage them. I feel like we are the gurus of the dates.
You are.
Right?
You are.
So,
and you got to get the dates in so that they can tell you.
There's only, I don't know how many days are this month, 30? This is a 30 month, right? There's 26 plus events.
Oh,
in November.
My word.
And keep in mind, one of those weeks doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So that it's nuts. It's nuts, right? Because you got to contend with, not this month, but like Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue and Razorback Games and Fashion Week, or I don't mean Fashion Week. I mean BFF. I mean, you've got to contend, or LPGA Week, like huge things that you can't go up against stuff like that.
Yeah.
You've got to think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Nicely.
She said it. She said it. Send your dates.
Dates.
So I guess we're running out of time, but I'm going to go ahead and finish because I want to know. I know you probably don't have time, but when you are in the car or where you listen to things, what are you listening to these days? Music, audiobook, podcast? Like, is there something you always turn to, or do you just listen to the boys talk in the car?
Oh, well, they don't talk; they argue if they're in the car together because the front seat is.
I see. It's
voice of contention, right? So, no, I have a concert in my car, right? And I have the most angelic voice to me.
I'm sure you did.
Not to anyone else. And that is so great. So I sing a lot in the car. That is like a decompressor for me. I don't listen to audiobooks in the car. I'd rather read a book when I'm waiting at a practice or something. I will do that. I don't even really listen to my own podcast, the 3W podcast, very rarely. I will watch it on the computer to see if we need to push for edits, but overall I don't, which I should because that would help my numbers. But if I do listen to a podcast, it's Call Her Daddy or the New Heights podcast. I don't listen to anything intellectual.
Okay.
Because that's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not a self-help.
I love it.
I'm just fluff. Yeah. I fluff and love and dot connecting.
I will say I am I am addicted to Mel Robbins' podcast.
I'm not. I don't want to. I want to be, but I'm not.
The new Amy Poehler podcast is hilarious.
Oh, see, I want to laugh.
It's a good one.
Yes.
And you just get, she just makes you laugh anyway.
I did. Or a crime. I'll listen to a crime thing. Or I listened to one juicy podcast last spring.
Oh,
that was
juicy.
It was. Well, I know about that one.
I am going to try to listen to one of those you mentioned, but I do listen to the 3W podcast.
Well, thank you.
It's a good one.
I should.
Yeah.
I might think about that.
This Ask Allison podcast. But hey, everybody, listen to the Ask Allison podcast also. Yeah, I'm going to tee it up because it just dawned on me. The podcast is called Ask Allison. So I'm going to start asking my guest. They have a chance to ask me anything they want. And I mean anything. It doesn't have to be on topic. It can be about stain removal, whatever. Anyway, so Casey, you get to ask me a question. Whatever question you want.
I have two questions.
And I'm not prepared. I told her, don't tell me the question.
But you gave it away. Allison, you have the best advice on having a C-section.
Oh, yes, I do.
And you even wrote that. And I was like, I'm going to ask Allison about having a C-section, but just kidding. She already gave it to me.
We talked about this on your podcast.
The day before I had my first baby, you gave me the very best C-section advice.
And we had just met.
We
had literally just met. And she's like, I'm having a C-section tomorrow.
And you're like, hold on, let me tell you what to do.
Oh my goodness, you got to do this. And I thought, she's going to think I did bananas.
I'll be for it.
I told her, the advice I gave her was, if you are going to have a C-section, as soon as they allow you to stand up, the nurse will come in and say, are you ready to stand up? You stand all the way up. You don't hunch over. you take a deep breath and get your favorite cuss words ready and make sure maybe, your partner's on the side of you and you stand all the way up and stretch those muscles, because if you do that then, and you will think you're going to die in that moment. You really will. You'll think, I am going to pass out because the pain is so bad.
Open.
Yeah. But if you will do that, you will be showering and changing that baby and shopping within like a day or two. You're able to move around better 100%. If you go ahead and stand all the way up right after they say you can stand up.
It's the best advice ever.
And I asked them, like someone told me, my dear friend Shelly Ball, who's Shelly's software now, she told me, and I thought, what the heck is she talking about? Like, I just did not get it.
I didn't even know you, and I did it.
But she said, don't think about it. Just do what I'm saying.
Don't think, just do.
Like she was grabbing me and saying, woman, and slapping my face. You've got to do this. So I did it. I did exactly what she said. I stood all the way up. The nurse was very proud of me and impressed. She couldn't believe I was doing it. But, and I said to her, my friend told me to stand all the way up. And she goes, it is the best.
Don't baby those muscles and stretch them.
Yeah. And she said, Dad, you get on one side. I'm going to be on the other side and you're going to do it. And I was thinking, what in the world? Like I could not. When I did it, it took my breath away. I thought I was going to pass out. It hurt so bad. But then I was able to shower.
Oh, for sure. That night. It's so freeing.
And when I say shower, I mean regular, like wash your hair with your arms up.
Yes.
And then change the baby.
Yes.
Hold the baby. Push it in a stroller. Yes. You're just able to move. So that's question one. And that's the answer.
Okay.
And it's our story that we'll always have.
I always go back to it.
Thanks to Shelly who told me.
No, Shelly.
And then I told Casey. And Casey now tells everybody.
Yeah. But I give you all the credit.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, and we've already talked about this.
Okay.
You asked me a question and I immediately said no.
Kiss.
Right?
Sure.
I never say no. And you never say no. And there's a lot of power in the word no. But I pride myself on being a yes person, even though it will probably eventually kill me. And that's fine. But that's just who I am. But what is your take on the word no?
I'm getting better at it.
It's a hard word.
I'm in my 50s now. You would think I would have it down because they say once you turn 50, you get better at it. And I know I'm better at it.
Okay.
But I still overthink, overcommit. And I think I want to get better at saying no. So many of my friends talk about how freeing it is, and they don't think twice about it. But I worry.
I don't think I have that.
I worry about the other person.
Yes.
And I worry about that nonprofit, or I worry about, but this would mean so much to that person. But I am getting better. I'm also getting better at when I say no, I don't give the novel of
the explanation.
I'm
working on the explanation.
I am learning to say, I checked my schedule and I can't make it work. And I'm trying not to say, I'm so sorry.
Oh, and I'm
used to, I would write such a long thing that they were probably just glad I wasn't coming because they didn't want to hear about it, But I just say, oh man, I checked and I can't come. And it's never me being like, I've learned to just say it. Like, no, I literally check and I literally cannot come. And then if it's something that I just really need to be home, I say, I really have to be home that night. And I'm getting better at it, but like I told you earlier, Dwayne will come by and say, you literally there is no way you can do that. And I will finally, probably too late, think there is no way I can get by there, or I really am going to have to take that off my plate. It's hard. It's hard, but we need to do better. And it sounds like you did to me, and I
did.
Totally got it.
But if it had been an in-town event, I would have said yes. But because you asked me to go to Lurop, it was a really quick no.
I thought for some reason being in the truck with me and Clark,
I think that would have been a lot of fun.
Yes, we had a blast.
For sure you did.
The people in Clarksville and Russellville and all the towns all the way there, they were thrilled to see us.
Absolutely.
Thrilled to see us.
Yes.
But yes, so I'll work on it more and you work on it more. But
I will.
We're getting better at it. You told me. And I will, I'm sure you've invited me and I've had to say, oh my goodness, we're leaving the next morning at like 6:00 in the morning. So I better not go to that event.
I'm leaving for my European vacation. I can't go to this event, Casey.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I was
trying. You're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, I love you so
We
much.
digress. Yes, I love you too. You're a dear friend. I just appreciate how you have not, like, from work, that's how we met because of our jobs. Me and nonprofit, you at a magazine that supports nonprofits, but we've become friends. And I look forward to seeing you at everything that we're at together and just being with you. And
if y'all don't know her, I mean, you're listening to her podcast, so you must know her. But you're just a ray of sunshine. I've always thought this. You're sunshine and roses in real life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like a unicorn.
But I
give
just,
you a horn.
Yeah. I just love you so much.
I do
Thank
too.
you for
Same.
doing this and taking the time to chisel it in November. Yeah.
So I can literally tell you the day I met you. That's funny. It's probably April 1st, 2010.
Yeah. Yeah.
April Fool's Day, Casey. Stand up and stretch the crap out of your stomach tomorrow.
Well, thanks everybody for being with us. And thank you. Oh, the notes.
I covered up
the notes. What was I saying?
Covered up the notes with more notes.
Just thanks for joining me again in this journey for the Ask Allison podcast. And be sure to tune in next month. Always on the 7th, always at 7 a.m.
You all don't know this.
7 a.m.
You will in January.
Yeah.
The thing with 7.
Yeah, 777. Anyway, and just a reminder, I'm here when you need me. All you have to do is ask Allison.
Oh, that's cute.